mic here. 1 second, please. All right. Where do I go? Here we go. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Abhi DhiYogi with some songs, stories, and ideas for today's curation on yoga, the fears. We will talk about and gain some perspective or new perspectives on the fears that each one of us may have. And what is the fear, right? If we were to put it under a microscope. And lastly, the yoga in fear. Which should help us in technical terms overcome our fears by figuring out the yoga in the fear. But how about a song to start off? When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Won't you stand? Won't you stand? Stand by me. When the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountains should crumble to the sea. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't shed a tear. Just as long stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Won't you stand? Won't you stand? Stand by me. You know, if we were to look at and watch, the fears that embed into us, we realize as a kid, for example, the fear of the elders finding out some of the mischief that I did. The fear of punishment per se, yeah. But I never feared the reward or award when done with something good. But the fear of I did something wrong and made a mistake, and then the punishment. Is one realization. And the fear of failure, be it the tests or a competition with friends and family, the fear of failure. Then a fear of no, as I grew up. What if they say no to what I'm asking? What if she says no? What if the job that I'm applying for, they say no? So the fear of rejection is another. So the fear of others finding my mistake, the fear of the disciplining after that, right? Or the fear of failure in competitions and whatnot. The fear of rejection. Pretty much sum up, I guess, my fears in a nutshell in the pursuits of life. Consolidating them, yeah? Again, fear of rejection, fear of failure, and fear of others finding my mistake. So looking at these three types of fears, can we define what fear is the question that I have, which we will try to answer after this song as we ponder. When I was distracted with the answer. I have run through these fields. I have climbed the highest mountains. Oh, let her be with you. Oh, let her be with you. scaled these city walls. I have crawled and I have crossed. Oh, let her be with you. Oh, let her be with you. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Munjane Manjali Musanjay Tetampali Always Niyale Hudagata ನನ್ನ ಎದೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಇಳಿದು ಬಿಸಿ ಉಸಿರನ್ನು ಬಗೆದು ನಿತ್ತ ಉಸಿರನ್ನು ತಗೆದು ಜನ್ಮಾನದ ಮೌನ ಮುರಿದು ನೀಯೊಮ್ಮೆ ಆವರಿಸು ನೀವೆಗೆ ಈ ಹರಿಸು ಜನ್ಮಾನದ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸನಿ ಕುಂತಲ್ಲೂ ನೀನೆ ನಿಂತಲ್ಲೂ ನೀನೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೂ ನೀನೆ ಸಖಿ ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನೆನ್ನೆಗಳು ನೀನೆ ಎಂದೆಂದು ನೀನೆ ಸಖಿ ನನ್ನ ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನೀನೆ ನೆನ್ನೆಗಳು ನೀನೆ ಎಂದೆಂದು ನೀನೆ ಸಖಿ ಆವರಿಸು ಮತ್ತೊಂಬೆ ಆವರಿಸು just ಮಾತಲ್ಲಿ. Those were two different songs. One that says, or the first one, which was by U2, haven't found what I'm looking for after crossing rivers and swimming oceans and climbing mountains. And the other song, which is in Kannada, called Munjane Manjalli by Raghu Dixit. Its interpretation for me is where the dawn is, in which the day and night meet, find my love and all that I seek. Wherever there's dawn. So what is fear? That each one of us has, By the way, we didn't talk about fear of, spiders and fear of snakes and fear of this or that, right? Or fear of heights, as we term it. So what is fear? If we were to talk about and brainstorm, for me, it's the opposite of hope. Fear. It may be the opposite of love, this fear. And some may say opposite of courage. So as we talked about yesterday, everything is made up of, the air, water, earth, sun, and space. Put that, under a microscope, be it the apple, or be it our finger, or be it the grass or the stone, right? At the end of the day, air, water, earth, sun, and space. And under a microscope, what we find is it's all different atoms. This atom, that atom, this molecule, that molecule, different combinations of atoms. And the atom is made up of electron, proton, and neutron. Positive, negative, and neutral. So if we were to consider that as, the positive being acceleration, and the negative being deceleration or braking, and the neutral being, the one who's watching and the driver. If we're to consider that in that context, then success becomes, let's say, positive, failure becomes negative. And the one who's going through either one or watching both becomes the neutral. In case of compassion becomes, let's say, positive. Hate becomes negative. The one who's going through is the neutral. On the same lines, courage may become positive. Fear may become negative. In that case, the one who watches both becomes the neutral. I guess the same holds for love. And the opposite, some may say, is hate, but I think hate is another way of saying fear, right? And the one who's experiencing either is the neutral, or seeing both. So in life, which evolves infinitely per se, I guess fear is the part that gives it a break, slows it down, so it doesn't evolve at a tremendous pace that's not sustainable at a microscopic or macroscopic level, is how I deem what fear is. And it can arise at any moment within us for different reasons and categories. But the role it plays is, hey, don't make that or don't do that mischievous thing because you might get into trouble. Is a fear. But if we think it's helping us not do the mischievous things, that might be a positive thing in return, or the way we look at it. Or fear of, let's say, a poisonous snake. In India, quite a bit, yeah? So we might fear that and not go into the forest late night, for example. And that keeps us safe. Otherwise, we would have just gone if we didn't have fear. But then it grows, and anything in extreme is, is a bad thing as well. So sometimes it hinders us from doing the most basic of the basics. Or why apply for that job? They'll reject me. The fear of no. Or why go and ask that person out because she or he will reject me? Again, a fear of no. Or why even try the marathon or, try something new because I'll fail? The fear of failure. And in that situation, it's not breaking, it's stopping, right? So, how do we come to know our fears? Is by watching, is being neutral, is by saying, hey, you know what? I was fearful and that's why I didn't apply. When we go down that path of watching the positive and the negative within us, in this moment, we come to realize the yoga in the fear. How about a song? everything is meant too much one day into love. I'm in love. You're in love, all in one. Love. So as we talked about different fears, fear of rejection, fear of failures, fear of snakes or spiders or this or that, fear of getting caught after making a mistake, or fear of punishment per se. We realize that fear, if it wasn't there, we would have done things that might have been counterproductive to oneself and others. So fear acts as a brake in the car that we are driving, which we are accelerating, but it needs to stop as well. So fear may be the braking. And as we drive in our pursuits of life, love, or light, we come to realize it is essential, but it has to be balanced. Anything in extreme, be it fearful or courageous without thinking, are counterproductive. They're the same. I might call myself really courageous and, let's say, go into the forest when it's late night just so that to prove I'm not fearful, but that's being stupid. Or I'll jump from, a high place just to prove, hey, I'm fearless. But in reality, we are. It's just that we're being stupid and counterproductive. So who is fearless? The one who accepts one's fears is the fearless. If I accept I'm fearful of going into the forest at night because of whatever the reasons, I don't fear the forest. I don't fear the snakes or spiders, but what I fear is a harm that may come to me by acting stupid when there's no need, yeah? If I'm driving or riding the motorcycle on the freeway carefully and enjoying the ride, and someone comes and revs up their engine trying to race me, natural instinct is to prove, hey, you know what, I'm faster than you or better than you, so we rev up and we might race too. But that's out of fear. Fear of failure in a competition. So going at one's own pace in the direction one is going, by accepting the fact that, hey, you know what, I feared being seen as last or a chicken just because I didn't race, and that's fine. And in doing so, we become fearless. If someone says, well, I dare you to jump from that tree or from that high point, and if you say, thank you, and I'm not going to jump from that point just because you asked me to. And they say, chicken. That's fine, you say. If I'm the chicken, that's fine. See, I can jump. Nothing happens. And that's fine too. But what have you proved by jumping? That you're fearless? No. You are fearful of being seen as a failure by not jumping from there. And that's why you jumped. Because in jumping from, let's say, a tall tree, nothing that's accomplished other than trying to prove ourselves that I've won a competition. So the one who accepts one's own fears starts becoming fearless. And in order for us to accept our own fears, basically, one has to be at the center, watching, you know what, I'm fearful of this, no problem, so be it. I'm fearful that I might get rejected at a job or a promotion, so I'm not asking for that. As soon as we realize that, we may apply for that job. As soon as we realize I'm fearful of asking that person out because I might get a no, as soon as we realize we fear a no, we'll be like, why fear a no? Let me go and ask. After making a mistake or being mischievous, when we are young, or later, because of our ignorance, if we make mistakes, which happens quite frequently for me, if we were to accept our mistake or accept that we have fear we might get punished or will lose something or lose someone because of our mistake, we'll come to know what to do, which is to go and accept our fears and do the right thing. So, in acceptance of our fears, we start taking baby steps towards love, the opposite of fear, let's say. And start realizing how it is love, in which we do what we do, including being fearful, and how it is in love that the fear melts and goes away, and how it is in love that we give our best to whatever we are pursuing, and how it is with love that we do what we do. As long as we accept our fears, it may be then and there, it may be 2 days later, 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 years, but the day we accept it, we know what to do. And it leads us to the greatest fear of all, for all of us, the fear of dying. And especially over the last few years, when we've lost loved ones due to various reasons, one thing is coming to light. Fear had a big role to play in some of those people we lost. fear of dying. In each one of us we have. Nothing wrong with it, it's natural. But when we realize we have that, then we live each moment to the fullest that we can. If we are neutral and seeing, yes, I have the fear of going away one day, so what do? I'll do the opposite, which is of fear, which is live in love, do things with love. But it's natural to have the fear, because of which we can live each moment to the fullest possible. For those who fear leaving one day or passing away. And when we start living each moment to the fullest, we come to realize how love is eternal. It stands the test of time and space. And gives us a glimpse into what life is. What is the fear of losing that life is. Only in love, where we watch in this moment whatever is happening, whatever is coming our way, learning from it, if we do, be it playing the guitar, walking, at work, or driving or whatnot, when we realize, I'm being fearful, we see a little bit clearer on what love is, what life is, and how light is helping by manifesting into love, then love manifesting into life. Then we start respecting and accepting our fears, and we use our fears to start living to the fullest, giving our best, and realizing the lessons that help us to be better than who we were yesterday. So, what's the thumb rule or the yoga for fear? If it comes and when it comes, the first thing I say is thank you. Thank you for coming. The fear of failure, the fear of losing someone, something, or life, the fear of rejection, whenever they come, and they come, and I say thank you. And after I say thank you, I accept. Yes, I am fearful of so and so and so and so. And that helps me focus on the next step. It's like magic in the direction of love. Where I find how life is manifesting and life is evolving, and how the light is infusing. Thank you for being here today. Hope to catch you tomorrow, 12 noon, Chicago time. And for the past concerts and the books, as well as to join me live, please visit abhi.dhiyogi.org. That's abhi.dhiyogi.org. Thank you again.